Alright, Jeremy, I have your Raycon 76. Just finished it up. Man, I swear, I just test flew it too, and I swear, every single time I fly one of these things, I just get a big old smile on my face because they're just so cool and so fun to fly. And it just, I think I get the biggest smile because of the punch out. Whenever you just give it throttle, it just zips up and you're just like, dang, so cool. So anyway, this is the same as I always build them, besides using the 2 Tiny Whoop batteries, which actually I'm kind of liking now. Ever since I saw Nick Burns, well, I built his for him, and I did it with the 2-stick, the 2.0 plugs, but I didn't get to fly it around or anything. And ever since he was saying how much flight time he gets off of it, I'm like, dang, I should have been using these all along. Although I do really like using those custom printed battery holders that I had made for these batteries. It's pretty nice using these, but using the stick batteries is pretty sweet too. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit smaller, I guess. It just seems in my mind that it's lighter, but I actually don't think it is. I think these 2 of these is about the same weight as this, I'm pretty sure. Maybe give or take a gram or 2, but anyway, here she is. She's a beauty. I love these sparkle canopies the most out of all the canopies. They just look so awesome. Probably because a long time ago I bought a one of those fire opals for a old girlfriend and a ring, and I remember seeing it in the sunlight. It was just so insane, and this just totally reminds me of it. But anyway, sorry, sorry about that. A message popped up and it was in the way. So yeah, I use the same parts as I use on all of these. It's the DYS 1102 10,000 kV. Awesome motors, one of my favorites. This is my favorite to use on all 76s, as well as the Modulus 65, any quad like that. These motors just rip. I'm also going to be using these on the Tomo quads. What's that thing called? The Sidewinder, yeah. And then you got the Super S stack in there. One of my favorite receivers for FrSky users is the U-Sky. And you can see it in there. It's even smaller than a XM, which XMs are pretty tiny. It's even smaller than that. And it's even better than that because it gives you full telemetry. So let me show you real quick. I'll plug it in and then I'll discover the sensors. So right off the bat, you can see you got your RSSI signal right there. And then all these sensors. I don't know how many sensors there is, but there's a few. You got your RSSI, there's a couple voltages. I thought there was more than that, I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, so I'll do a little test hover for you since it's plugged in here. Let me get this turned around. Alright, here we go. It's just so zippy. I mean, it just buzzes around the room like... It just wants to go. And then that punch, it just has all the power that you would want or need. And it just is so quiet too. That's what I love the most too, is it's just so quiet, so non-threatening. You can fly it anywhere. I fly these all around my neighborhood and none of my neighbors complain or anything. Shit, what was I just gonna say? Oh, I was trying to compare the power of this to a Tiny Whoop. There's no comparison to a Tiny Whoop. I was trying to think because I've been building a lot of the 7mm Tiny Whoops lately. and they have way more punch than the 6mm ones. But this is probably, I'd say, at least 3 times as much punch as a 7mm whip. I mean, it's just, you can't explain it until you get one in person and you do a punch out. It's just like, holy crap. But yeah, there it is, man. Jeremy, enjoy. There's no mail tomorrow on Monday, so I'll be sending it Tuesday. And when you get it, what you want to do is, what you're going to need to do is take a pair of pliers or something, and grab the receiver right here and pull it out. That's not going to work because it won't be able to pinch it. Be real careful and just grab it by like the heat shrink right here and just pull it out so that you can get to the bind button. The bind button's right there. Sorry. Right there, a little copper looking thing. Okay. Put your radio in D8 mode. Hold down this bind button while you're plugging in the batteries. You can plug in one battery and then get this one almost plugged in, but not quite. And then hold down that bind button and then plug it in. Wait a few seconds, then push the bind button again on your radio. Unplug the battery, plug it back in, and it'll be bound up. And it's already all set up. So if you use a QX7, it's ready to go. And auxiliary 1 is ARM. And auxiliary 2 is your flight modes. And if you're using a X9D, you're going to want to go into Betaflight. You can plug it in the USB. You can get to the USB, no problem, right here in the back. Just take your USB cable, just push it in here and get it lined up. You can see the USB from the top here. Just get it lined up and kind of just push it in. It'll go right in. And go to the receiver tab and change the drop-down menu to FrSky and then click Save, and then you'll be good to go. So other than that, then when you're done binding it, this will push right in between the flight controller and the ESC, right down in there like that, and it'll stay there. It has a little bit of sticky foam tape on it, and then you're good to go. All right, thanks, Jeremy.